Hey, y'all, country man. I'm almost well, I promise. Uh, got a new shirt from a lady at church today. God bless her heart. She done me right. Two shirts and two pair of sweats for a fat man. Don't really know where she got them, but the place is called Columbia. I don't know if it's the store there in Huntington, West Virginia. Uh, got a little subject on what's going on in the news and everything. Uh, just a dumb old redneck going to give you my opinion. Uh, they're making more gun laws, trying to get their age raised from 18 to 21 to buy a gun. Well, that's kind of, I'll go for that, but you boys that are 18 years to 21 years old, they're going into the military and dying for our country. Uh, if they're willing to do that, in my opinion, give the boys something to smoke, give them something to drink, and give them a gun. They don't. If you're old enough to die, you're old enough to buy a gun. That's the way I look at it. There's a couple places that I go, or could go. I'll put it that way. If I want my prescription drugs, where they at? I don't know where the bottle is, but I got all my prescription drugs right here, Sunday through Saturday. Right there, I got them all. I go to my local drugstore. Now, if I want to buy marijuana or cocaine or heroin or anything like that, I go to Bubba. He's in the alley behind my local drugstore. He's not in there. And he doesn't ask nearly as many questions as the pharmacist does. But if I go down to my local pawn shop, two blocks over, and I buy my gun online, which is a couple of clicks of the key, and they send it from Kentucky to over here to my house, and I walk into the pawn shop. It's already paid for, but before I do it, I got to fill out the form. I got to sign it. I got to give him my ID. And he runs the background check through NCIS, which is Nick's program. And it either comes back yes or no. And I know a friend of a friend's second cousin's stepmother's adopted son. Every time he buys a gun and they send off the nicks on him, it never comes back. It never comes back as approved. It never comes back as disapproved because of his military history and the places and the things that he's seen done and otherwise. And because it takes, I think 3 days before they'll even give you a gun they give you a gun after 3 days when that happens. He has to wait because of his background. It's not because he's a bad guy. It's because he's a really good guy and really good at it. But if I want, say I go redneck postal, and I want to go and shoot up an establishment, there's nothing to stop me to do that. Buying guns legally, if guns is not the problem. It is a moral problem and our lack of respect for life. The people that are doing these heinous crimes, if they're not shot in the process or commit suicide, we turn around and try them in a court case, which is going to take from 1 to 2 years, and then we got to convict them, and if they're convicted to the death penalty, which is not in every state. I mean, you know, Texas has a revolving door and the fast lane. You know, they're good people down there. They don't much screw around. But you're going to draw this out and give this guy more rights and more privileges than the people he shot. A lot of people are going to disagree with about what I'm about to say, but they knew who did that day down there in Florida. They caught the guy. If they had witnesses to prove that it was him, they should have waited till a news crew got there, took him out, shot him in the head, right then, right there. Do not give these people 5 minutes of fame. Do not give them a martyrdom. Do not give them the time of day on the news. Do not argue with liberals and leftists and communists and people that want to take your gun rights away, because you're not going to change them. Well, countrymen, why can't we all just get along? Well, here's the deal. A little over 200 years ago, we came over here from England, Great Britain, and that was because we couldn't get along with them then. Now, we're in the United States, and it's corporate America, and I'm not talking about companies. I'm talking about the United States as a corporation. Is located in the District of Columbia. It's not a state, and their laws, if you really want to get particular about it, only apply to the District of Columbia. It doesn't apply to the rest of the United States, and the reason is that we let them get away with it. Well, countryman, you're not no politician. You don't know what the hell you're talking about or whatever. Maybe not. But all the gun laws, that 90% of them that are on the books, and every one of them that they're going to make over the next year because they had another shooting, does nothing for the common criminal. If I'm a common criminal, I'm still going to go see Jose down there in the alley around the corner from the drugstore. You know, he's right down the block from Bubba, you know, and I'm going to get me, you know, you've heard the saying, money talks, bullshit walks. Well, you go over and you give Jose $1,000. He's going to give you a semi-automatic 223/5.56 rifle. Or he'll give you a 9mm semi-automatic pistol that holds 20 rounds, 19, 20 rounds, however many they'll hold nowadays, according to which model you get and everything else. I'm looking at several. But, you know, Jose, he doesn't care about background checks. He doesn't care what color you are, what nationality you are, if you're crazy, gay, straight, or whatever, as long as you got the money in your hand. Cash is king. Here's a dollar bill. One of very few I got. It's the middle of the month, and I'm on Social Security. But what are you going to do about the criminals that are breaking the laws. Ain't making more laws ain't going to help because they don't obey them in the first place. If you, I am going to do a video on this. I've been thinking about how to do it for a year, and I haven't done it yet. But I want you to go on your own and look up the 10 planks of communism. Look it up. They're going to put guns in schools with teachers. Not going to happen. Cause it. First of all, the liberal left has taken over the schools. They teach our kids. They're not even teaching the Constitution and history no more. All the industrial arts, ag classes. My friend, her son is 16. No industrial arts, no welding, no shop class, no woodworking, no. I don't even think they got computers, I guess, at the school, but they're not teaching them anything how to trade. And they wonder why, when they get on the video games and stay there all day, that they can do the blood, sweat, and guts on the video games. Well, that desensitizes you to what happens when you pull a trigger in real life. Life is not precious no more to people. When you take somebody's life, ask anybody that's been in the military. When you take a life, you never forget it, and you don't want to talk about it, so don't ask them. But anybody that comes back from the military that has seen action, some can handle it better than others. PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome, or whatever it stands for. Half of them don't know what it is. Half of them, we've come into with the pussification of our society. The lack of God, the lack of morals, the lack of God in our church, in our schools, the lack of God in our square. Everybody's taking out the God out of the public square. We're not allowed to talk to him. And we haven't. God hasn't left us. We've left God. Until we get back to Him, there's nothing going to change. So this is my 2 cents. Hope y'all get along. I went to Save a Lot yesterday. Got 2 big old packages of hamburger meat for $5. 2 smaller packages for $2.50. What else did I get? I haven't done a food haul video this month because that's all I bought, really. Next month, things are going to change. I got disposable income. I'm either going to buy some preps or put it back for more preps. So I'm okay. Hope everybody's doing fine. This is my 2 cents. And how do they put it? Stick to your guns. And if you don't, they're going to come take them away from you. And if guns are outlawed, I'll be one. God bless. Countryman out for now. If I can do it, anybody can.